Have you ever wondered why, despite searching and longing, you still can't recognize when someone is truly meant for you? What if everything you've been told about love and destiny is only half the story? That the real connection lies hidden deep within your psyche, waiting to be awakened. Today, you'll discover the secret that no one tells you, how to feel the presence of the one who is truly destined to enter your life, and how this knowing can transform your relationships, your self-awareness, and your entire experience of love. If you've ever felt lost in doubt or trapped by patterns that keep repeating, this video will reveal how Carl Jung's profound teachings unlock the unseen forces guiding your heart, and how embracing them can finally bring you the clarity and connection you crave. Drop a comment below with the word resonance if you're ready to tune into this deeper truth. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button so you won't miss the next insights that will reshape your understanding of love and destiny. Let's begin. There is a peculiar silence that lingers deep within your chest, a quiet tension that stretches across the expanse of your heart like an unspoken question, echoing with the subtle torment of doubt. Have you ever wondered why, despite the countless faces that pass before your eyes, you remain restless, unable to grasp the certainty that someone, somewhere, is truly meant for you? This sensation, this silent whisper of longing, is not mere confusion or misfortune. It is, in fact, the shadowy stirrings of your unconscious, beckoning you to awaken from the haze of surface illusions. Carl Jung himself revealed that beneath the turmoil of conscious doubt lies a rich, complex dialogue between your ego and the vast unconscious realms, a dance of anticipation that prepares you for an encounter far beyond the ordinary. Pause for a moment and consider this. The ache you feel is not a failure of destiny nor a punishment for past errors, but rather a profound psychic tension. A fertile void where your soul yearns to recognize its mirror. This restless void is like the ocean's depth beneath a calm surface, mysterious and powerful, stirring forces unseen yet palpably present. It is here, in this sacred tension, that your psyche gently yet insistently calls you to question the illusions that have kept you captive, those carefully woven stories of not enough, of too late or too broken. What if the very uncertainty that haunts your nights is the first glimmer of a greater truth, the threshold of transformation where your soul begins to awaken to its destined connection? Carl Jung spoke of the unconscious as a reservoir of infinite wisdom, where the seeds of meaning germinate unseen, waiting patiently for the moment when consciousness is ready to receive them. He warned us against the temptation to cling only to what the rational mind can explain, for the greatest truths about ourselves and others unfold in the liminal spaces between thought and feeling, between shadow and light. When you find yourself doubting, when your mind whispers that it will never happen, resist the urge to retreat into despair. Instead, allow yourself to dwell in the uneasy silence of doubt, because it is precisely within this discomfort that the psyche begins to untangle the knots of false beliefs, preparing you to finally feel what you have so long sought. Ask yourself, how much of your suffering is born from the refusal to surrender to the unknown, to the mystery that love often demands? How many moments have slipped away, unseen, because you were looking for signs in the wrong places, outside yourself, rather than listening to the quiet language of your own soul? The pain of uncertainty is not an enemy, but a guide, coaxing you deeper, inviting you to dismantle the masks that obscure your vision. Can you embrace this liminal space where time seems suspended and your heart is both fragile and fierce, ready to perceive what the eyes cannot see? In this space, the concept of someone meant for you transcends romantic idealism and enters the realm of profound psychological destiny. It is not a matter of chance or luck, but an intricate orchestration of unconscious patterns waiting to be recognized. The moment you cease fighting the doubt, cease forcing the pieces to fit where they do not belong, and begin to honor the quiet preparation unfolding within, you step closer to that sacred encounter. Carl Jung reminds us that the journey toward true connection begins not with another, but with the courage to dwell honestly with your own uncertainty, trusting that the soul's hidden currents will one day reveal the one who is meant for you, not just in fleeting feeling, but in enduring knowing. May this invitation to sit with your doubt, to honor the silent yearning, be your first step toward breaking free from the illusions that cloud your heart, toward a love that will resonate with every fiber of your being. There is a silent force, subtle yet undeniable, weaving through the fabric of your inner world, a force that Carl Jung named the anima in men and the animus in women, the archetypal images of the unconscious opposite gender dwelling deep within your psyche. This invisible magnet, often unnoticed by the rational mind, shapes your perceptions, your desires, and the way you feel drawn to certain people, as if by an invisible thread, pulling you toward a fate not yet fully understood. Have you ever paused to wonder why certain faces ignite a strange familiarity, a silent recognition that transcends words and logic? This is no coincidence, no mere attraction. It is the unconscious whispering through the archetypal language of your soul, inviting you to encounter the reflection of your own depths in another. Carl Jung taught us that the anima and animus are not merely psychological concepts, but living forces that sculpt the emotional landscape of your relationships, guiding you toward those who resonate with your inner world in profound ways. When you feel an inexplicable pull towards someone, it is often the archetype at work, the projection of your unconscious ideal, which serves as both a guide and a mirror. Yet this projection can be a double-edged sword, offering the possibility of connection while also risking illusion if the shadow aspects of the archetype remain unintegrated. Are you willing to look beyond the surface of that magnetic pull, to question the images you have projected and to face the truths hidden beneath the allure? Imagine your inner world as a vast theater where these archetypal figures perform silently behind the scenes, orchestrating the dramas of love and longing. The anima or animus embodies the qualities you both seek and reject, the sacred and the shadowed parts of yourself yearning to be reconciled. As you meet someone who awakens this inner figure, the experience feels overwhelming, as though time slows and the boundaries between self and other dissolve. This is not just passion or chemistry, it is a profound psychic encounter, a call to deeper awareness. Can you surrender to this meeting without clinging to fantasy or fear, allowing it to reveal the hidden dimensions of your psyche? Carl Jung reminds us that understanding these archetypes is essential for authentic connection, for only by recognizing and integrating the anima or animus within can we transcend projection and truly see the other. The feeling that someone is meant for you arises when this unconscious dance becomes conscious, when the invisible magnet is no longer a source of confusion, but a beacon of clarity. It invites you to embark on the journey of individuation, where love becomes not only a meeting of souls, but a path toward wholeness. Will you dare to navigate this intricate terrain, to confront the unconscious patterns that shape your attractions, and to embrace the transformative potential hidden within? Reflect now. How often have you found yourself captivated by someone who seemed to embody an elusive ideal, only to later realize that the image was clouded by your own unconscious needs and wounds? What if the key to breaking this cycle lies not in searching outward, but in turning inward, cultivating an intimate dialogue with your inner archetypes, discerning their true voice from the echoes of projection? This awakening requires patience, courage, and an openness to the mystery of the self and the other, for it is here, in this delicate balance, that the authentic feeling of someone meant for you begins to emerge. As you breathe deeply into this realization, allow the invisible threads of anima and animus to reveal their wisdom, guiding you gently, persistently, toward encounters that resonate with the true depths of your being. In doing so, you not only honor the complexity of your psyche, but open the door to relationships that are more than fleeting passions. They become profound mirrors of your own soul's journey. There are moments in life when the world seems to conspire in silence, weaving threads of meaning through events that, on the surface, appear unrelated. Yet beneath that veil, a profound order reveals itself, calling you to awaken from the illusion of randomness. Have you noticed those uncanny coincidences, those subtle alignments that arrest your breath and linger in your mind, as if the universe itself whispers a secret meant only for your soul? Carl Jung named this phenomenon synchronicity, a meaningful coincidence that defies causality yet carries the weight of destiny, a sacred dialogue between the inner world of your psyche and the outer realm of experience. What if these moments are not chance but a language, a symbolic rhythm through which your unconscious guides you toward the person you are meant to meet? Pause and consider how many times you have brushed past these signs, dismissing them as mere happenstance, when in truth they are the psyche's subtle invitations, echoes of a deeper order longing to reveal itself. These synchronistic moments are not random flashes of fate. They are the intricate movements of your inner world, rippling outward, resonating with the universe in a dance that calls you toward your authentic path. Carl Jung emphasized that synchronicity is the bridge between the visible and invisible, the tangible and the psychic. And when you learn to listen, it becomes the compass that directs your steps toward the meeting that will transform your life. Will you begin to trust these whispers, even when they contradict the logic your mind clings to so fiercely? Imagine your life as a tapestry being woven with threads both seen and unseen, where each encounter, each chance meeting, is a stitch placed by a hand greater than your conscious will. The moments when you feel someone is meant for you are often heralded by these synchronistic signs, perhaps a song, a symbol, a glance, or a word that seems to appear out of nowhere yet holds profound meaning. These occurrences awaken your soul's recognition, dissolving doubt and planting seeds of certainty deep within your being. How many signals have you overlooked, too preoccupied with doubt or distraction, missing the sacred choreography that leads you to your destined connection? Carl Jung warned us that the psyche speaks in symbols and that these meaningful coincidences offer a language beyond words, a way for the unconscious to communicate truths that reason alone cannot grasp. To recognize synchronicity is to open a door into a mysterious dialogue with the self and the universe, one that requires patience, sensitivity, and a surrender to the unknown. Ask yourself, what if the moment of true connection is already unfolding around you, encoded in the seemingly trivial, the everyday, waiting only for your awareness to awaken? Can you release the need for certainty and control and instead become a vigilant witness to these sacred signals? As you attune yourself to this deeper rhythm, allow the ordinary to become extraordinary, the mundane to sparkle with hidden significance. In doing so, you align your consciousness with the subtle currents of fate, embracing the possibility that the one meant for you is arriving not through force, but through the silent orchestration of meaning woven into the fabric of your days. This awakening to synchronicity is a call to trust the unseen, to move beyond fear and skepticism, and to enter the sacred space where soul and world meet in a dance as old as time itself. Beneath the surface of every relationship lies a shadow, a part of yourself, concealed, unacknowledged, yet ever present, quietly shaping the way you perceive others and the bonds you form. Have you ever sensed a restless tension in your connections, a subtle dissonance that no explanation quite captures? This disquiet is the echo of projection, where the hidden fragments of your own psyche, your fears, desires, wounds, and unintegrated parts are cast upon the other, coloring your experience with illusions, both seductive and deceptive. Carl Jung illuminated this dynamic, revealing that before you can truly feel someone is meant for you, you must first recognize and confront the shadows within, clearing the lens through which you view love and connection. Pause here and ask yourself, how much of your pain in relationships stems from seeing others not as they are, but as reflections of the aspects you refuse to face within yourself? The shadow is not simply darkness to be feared or rejected. It is a reservoir of raw energy, a hidden self yearning for acknowledgement and transformation. When unrecognized, it distorts your reality, binding you to repetitive patterns and illusions that masquerade as love. Yet when you dare to meet this shadow, to embrace its uncomfortable truths with courage and compassion, you begin to dissolve the veils of projection, allowing the possibility of genuine encounter to arise. Imagine your psyche as a garden where the shadow grows like wild, tangled vines. Once ignored, they spread unchecked, choking the blossoms of authentic connection. To nurture a relationship that feels destined, you must first tend this inner garden, uprooting the weeds of denial and fear, making space for truth and light to enter. Carl Jung taught that integration of the shadow is a prerequisite for individuation, the sacred process of becoming whole, and that love, at its deepest, is a mirror reflecting both your light and your darkness. Are you willing to descend into this inner labyrinth, to illuminate the parts of yourself long hidden in silence, so that you might meet another, not with masks or projections, but with clarity and presence? Reflect deeply. What projections have you cast in your past relationships? Expectations born from your unmet needs, fears cloaked as desires, wounds disguised as passions. How often have these shadows created illusions, binding you to patterns of disappointment or attachment to what is not real? This recognition is not a condemnation, but an invitation, an opportunity to reclaim those scattered pieces of yourself and reclaim the power to choose connection consciously, free from the chains of unconscious repetition. Can you commit to this inward journey, embracing the discomfort of shadow work as the gateway to a love that resonates authentically within your soul? As you breathe into this moment of reckoning, allow the shadows to surface without judgment, inviting their stories to be heard and transformed. In doing so, you not only clear the path for true connection, but also honor the fullness of your own humanity. Light and dark, intertwined, imperfect and sacred. This alchemy of acceptance and awareness is the foundation upon which the feeling of someone meant for you can emerge, not as fleeting enchantment, but as a profound recognition rooted in wholeness. There exists within each encounter, each whisper of connection, a profound invitation, not merely to union with another, but to the sacred journey of individuation, the unfolding of your true self in the mirror of relationship. Have you ever noticed how certain people, though captivating and magnetic, stir something deeper, a reflection of your hidden depths, a confrontation with parts of yourself yet unclaimed? Carl Jung revealed that the relationship you feel destined to have is far more than romantic fate. It is the psyche's call toward wholeness, an alchemical process wherein the other becomes a mirror, reflecting back your unconscious shadows and your unacknowledged light. This mirroring is not always gentle, for true growth demands courage and vulnerability, a willingness to see yourself as you are through the eyes of another. Pause here and consider the paradox. The very person who awakens your deepest love may also ignite your most profound discomfort, unveiling wounds and fears long buried beneath layers of denial. Yet, this reflection is a sacred gift, a catalyst for transformation. When you feel that unmistakable pull toward someone meant for you, it is often because your unconscious recognizes the potential for this psychic alchemy, the painful, beautiful dance of becoming more whole through the encounter. Can you embrace the discomfort of this process, surrendering to the mystery that your relationship is not only about two separate beings, but about the emergence of your integrated self? Carl Jung insisted that individuation is not a solitary path, but one that unfolds through relationship, through the dialogue of selves meeting and challenging one another to evolve beyond fragmented identities. The person meant for you acts as both mirror and guide, showing you the places where healing is needed, where old patterns must be released, and where new, authentic expressions of self can emerge. How often have you avoided this mirror, preferring the safety of illusion over the risk of truth? What if the deepest love you seek is inseparable from the deepest work of self-discovery, and that the moment you truly see yourself reflected in another, the bonds of destiny begin to take form? Reflect now on your own relationships, not as isolated events, but as chapters in the ongoing story of your psyche's awakening. Each encounter carries the potential to awaken new facets of your being, to unlock doors you did not know existed. The feeling that someone is meant for you arises not from chance, but from the psychic necessity of growth, a sacred summons from the depths of your unconscious, urging you toward completion. Will you answer this call with openness and bravery, allowing relationship to become the crucible where your soul is forged anew? In this space of reflection, allow yourself to perceive love not merely as emotion or desire, but as the transformative force that shapes your very being, where the other becomes a sacred mirror, and through this reflected truth, you journey toward your most authentic self. There is a subtle vibration beneath the surface of what we call attraction, a resonance that defies mere physical chemistry, reaching into the depths of the psyche, where the soul whispers its truths in quiet, potent waves. Have you ever felt this undeniable pull, an emotional current so profound that it seems to bypass reason altogether, stirring something ancient and inexplicable within you? Carl Jung teaches us that these moments of emotional resonance are not accidental nor superficial. They are the language of archetypes awakening, a deep psychic signal that the encounter before you is more than coincidence. It is an echo of your unconscious recognizing its destined counterpart. Can you feel the weight of this recognition, the tremor of something both familiar and transformative, vibrating through your entire being? Pause and allow yourself to sense the difference between fleeting desire and this deeper resonance. A resonance that reverberates through your heart and mind, stirring the very foundations of your identity. It is as if two unseen frequencies align, harmonizing in a symphony that resonates beyond words or logic, calling you toward a connection that feels at once inevitable and sacred. This emotional energy transcends surface attraction. It is an awakening of the soul's memory, a reunion encoded in the archetypal layers of your unconscious. How often have you mistaken passion for this resonance, confusing noise for signal, longing for something deeper than your mind dared to name? Carl Jung emphasized that these archetypal energies are the true animators of human experience, shaping our loves, fears, and destinies beneath the veil of conscious thought. The feeling that someone is meant for you is often this stirring of archetypal forces, an emotional pulse that awakens not only desire but transformation, inviting you into a profound psychological alchemy. Will you surrender to this pulse, allowing it to dissolve your illusions and awaken you to the depth of what is possible? Or will you retreat into safer, more familiar patterns of connection that dull this resonance? Reflect deeply on your past encounters. When did you feel this resonance, this psychic vibration, and how did you respond? Did you recognize it as a call to growth, or did you silence it with doubt and fear? The urgency to listen now is profound, for this resonance is fleeting yet potent. If ignored, it dissipates, leaving behind only regret and longing. Can you cultivate the awareness and courage to discern this signal, to follow it, even when the path ahead is uncertain, trusting that it leads toward the one who is truly meant for you? As you breathe into this recognition, allow the resonance to awaken your entire being, tuning you to the sacred frequency where soul meets soul, where love transcends the ephemeral and becomes a transformative force that reshapes your very essence. There is a silent voice within you, subtle and elusive, whispering truths that the rational mind often struggles to grasp. This is your intuition, the highest function of the psyche, a beacon that guides you beyond the labyrinth of reason toward the recognition of what is deeply authentic and real. Have you ever felt, in the quiet moments between thought and feeling, an unshakable knowing, an inner certainty about someone, a truth that defies logic, explanation, or societal expectations? Carl Jung revered intuition not merely as a fleeting feeling, but as the profound compass of the unconscious, a sacred faculty that pierces through the fog of doubt and illusion, revealing the presence of the one who is truly meant for you. Will you dare to trust this inner voice, even when it challenges the carefully constructed narratives of your mind? Pause now and ask yourself, how often have you silenced this voice, drowned it beneath the clamor of analysis, skepticism, or fear of vulnerability? The mind, with its penchant for control and certainty, often demands proof, evidence, and tangible signs. Yet intuition operates in a realm where paradox, mystery, and symbolism reign supreme. It is the language of dreams, of archetypes, and of the soul's deepest longing, speaking to you through feelings, images, and subtle sensations that ripple through your being like a gentle tide. Can you learn to listen attentively to these subtle signals, allowing them to guide you when the path seems unclear, rather than relying solely on reason that may blind you to what truly matters? Carl Jung taught that intuition, when cultivated and honored, becomes a powerful tool for navigating the complexities of human relationships and inner growth. It is through this inner knowing that you come to recognize not only the presence of another, but the unfolding of a destiny entwined with your own. The feeling that someone is meant for you is often less a matter of logical deduction and more a deep resonance sensed by your intuitive self, an inner compass aligning you with the person who reflects your authentic journey. What if the key to unlocking this profound recognition lies in surrendering to intuition's subtle wisdom, trusting it as you would the beating of your own heart? Reflect deeply. In your past experiences, when has intuition whispered truths you were reluctant to hear, and what was the cost of ignoring or doubting that voice? The urgency to reclaim this sacred faculty now is immense, for intuition is the bridge between your conscious desires and the unconscious forces shaping your destiny. Can you embrace the vulnerability of trusting what cannot be fully explained, allowing intuition to illuminate the path toward the one whose presence calls you to a deeper truth? As you breathe into this realization, open your awareness to the gentle yet profound guidance of intuition, inviting it to become the lantern lighting your way through uncertainty toward a love that is felt not only in the mind, but deeply in the soul. There exists beneath the surface of every authentic encounter a sacred alchemy, a profound union where opposites converge and the fractured self begins its long journey toward wholeness. This conjuncture, as Carl Jung named it, is the mystical marriage of light and shadow, masculine and feminine, conscious and unconscious, a timeless dance weaving the threads of duality into a seamless fabric of unity. When you feel that unmistakable certainty that someone is meant for you, it is not merely an emotion or chance meeting. It is a profound psychic resonance signaling the integration of these polarities within and between you, a living symbol of the psyche's deepest yearning for completion. In this sacred union, love transcends desire and enters the realm of transformation, where the self, once fragmented and incomplete, finds its mirror and its meaning in the other. Breathe deeply and envision this union, not as the resolution of difference, but as the harmonious tension between contrasts, where opposing forces do not cancel but complement each other, creating a dynamic wholeness. Carl Jung emphasized that this union is the goal of individuation, the process by which the soul unfolds into its fullest expression, and that true love is the vessel through which this process is enacted. It is a dance as old as time, where the inner archetypes, anima and animus, merge in a sacred embrace, reflecting not only the union of two people, but the healing of the divided psyche itself. This is the alchemical marriage that births not only new life, but new selves, forged in the fire of shared transformation. In this integration, the feeling that someone is meant for you transcends mere attraction, becoming a profound recognition of a shared destiny, a psychic fusion that awakens dormant potentials within both beings. It is a union where vulnerabilities are met with acceptance, shadows illuminated by compassion, and separateness softened by the sacred thread of connection. Here, love is not a refuge from the self, but a crucible that purifies and elevates, inviting both to become more whole, more awake, more alive. The sacred union calls forth a courage beyond fear, a trust beyond certainty, and a surrender to the mystery that enfolds all things. Let this awareness settle like a gentle flame within your being, illuminating the depths where your soul has long awaited reunion, not as a distant fantasy, but as an ever-present possibility unfolding within the complex, beautiful tapestry of your life. The path toward this union is the path toward yourself, the journey of reconciliation between all the fragments, the weaving of your story into the greater story of human wholeness. In honoring this sacred process, you honor the deepest truth of your existence, that love, in its most profound form, is the integration of opposites, the healing of division, and the blossoming of the soul's eternal dance toward unity.